What's up, guys? Welcome to Ball Boy Sports Network. It's your boy, Mr. McBuckets22, and today for my first baseball-related content video on the channel, I think it's right to start off with why the Yankees need to go after Francisco Lindor. Now, I am a Yankees fan, so this one is a little closer to home, but I will be talking about all things baseball, so make sure you guys subscribe if you are interested in that. I'll be talking everything, and I'll try to be as objective as possible, but for today's video, I'm going to talk about what I know best, and that is my dear Yankees. Now, I'm a super fan. I am a Yankees super fan. I actually am one of those nerds who watches most of the games. I try to watch about 150 out of 162 every year. Probably get closer to like 130 or so. But still, I watch a lot of baseball. Not only the Yankees, I'm always watching MLB Tonight. I'm watching Quick Pitch in the morning, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are baseball enthusiasts. But also, I'm not one of those Yankee fans that's like, we need this guy. Let's go sign Trevor Bauer. Let's get JT Realmuto. No, I'm also a smart fan, okay? I understand what we need to do, and, I'm not saying I'm smarter than Brian Cashman, but I feel like Yankee fans in general have, like, this kind of persona. It's like, let's get everyone because we have the highest payroll. But I understand that payroll is a problem, especially coming off this coronavirus COVID-19 60-game season and everything. So this isn't going to be our usual, off season for the Yankees. And talking as a Yankees fan, let's get into the point of this video. We, the Yankees, need to get Francisco Lindor. It is the most important thing this offseason. As important as signing DJ LeMahieu. Now, why do I say this? Well, I watch every Yankees game. I watch every playoff game. And the problem that the Yankees run into every year is that they have 5 of the same hitter, okay? They have so many home run or strikeout guys. And I understand analytics, and that's where the game is going. It's become walk, strikeout, or home run. That's what every hitter goes up there to do. But the Yankees are so right-handed, right? You have Aaron Judge. You have Giancarlo Stanton. You have Luke Voit. You have Gary Sanchez. You have Gleyber Torres. They're all basically the same hitter. I mean, Gleyber a little bit less, but Judge, Giancarlo, Voit, and Gary, slow, not going to give you much as terms of base running. They're going to hit a lot of home runs. They're going to strike out a lot. Judge gets on base more than the other 3. I guess Luke Voit gets on base a good amount. But the problem is the Yankees go through stretches in October where they can't hit. They cannot manufacture runs. You look at the teams that made the World Series this year, the Rays and the Dodgers. Everyone's going to talk about their big players, right? But they have players that get put the ball in play and play not small ball, but they can hit guys around. You look at, for the Dodgers, for example, right? You look at Mookie Betts to start things off. Mookie, he'll hit home runs, but he gets on base. Justin Turner, not a huge home run hitter, but he's a really good contact guy. Throughout their lineup, Corey Seager, I know he hit a lot of home runs this year, but he's not really known as a home run hitter, right? Bellinger, he's kind of like the Aaron Judge of their team. But if you look at their team in general, even Will Smith, their catcher, down Max Muncy, they just have guys who put the ball in play. And that's what the Yankees are lacking, and that is what Francisco Lindor would bring to the table. Now, if you ask any smart Yankees fan who the most valuable player has been lately, they're all going to say it's DJ LeMahieu, myself included. And re-signing DJ LeMahieu is a must this offseason. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you we need to trade DJ LeMahieu in order to get Francisco Lindor. That is so pointless. If we do that, if we don't re-sign DJ LeMahieu and trade for Lindor, that's just a waste. It's a 1-for-1 trade. I know Lindor is a little better than LeMahieu. He's younger, but he's going to cost a lot more, and what are we doing? That's not an improvement. That's just a rotation. What we need is to add more people like LeMahieu and Francisco Lindor to the lineup. So, what I would propose as a Yankees fan is trade Luke Voit this offseason. Now, I know that that's going to become, that's going to come as like, I don't want to do that. He led the league in home runs, right? As a fantasy football player and a fantasy sports player and a trader in general, the number one lesson in trading in life is sell high and buy low. You sell your asset at its highest point and you buy assets at their lowest point. And that's how you obtain value over time. Luke Voit, great player. Okay, he's been really good. He was hurt the second half of 2019, but in the first half of 2019, he was really good as well. 2020, obviously amazing. Probably our MVP this year outside of DJ. But you're not going to get Lindor for nothing. And I understand people are going to say, oh, maybe Andujar and a couple prospects. I don't think it gets that done, especially with the Mets and Steve Cohen coming in. They're going to do whatever to get, put some splashes forth. I think you need to trade Voit, open up first base, re-sign LeMahieu, get LeMahieu at first, move Gleyber back to second. Gleyber wasn't the best defensive shortstop. Move him back to second, Lindor short, Gio third. That's your lineup. That's what you build. Gio and Lindor are best friends as well. I know it doesn't really matter too much, but I don't know. I think it's nice to have friends on the team. And what that would do, why Lindor is such a perfect fit for the Yankees is because he fits every need that we have. He's a lefty. We need more left-handed balance in the lineup. I don't like having Aaron Hicks having to bat lefty, bat third every playoff game because we don't have any lefty we can put up there. I know he had a good playoffs. He gets on base. He walks a lot. But if you have a lineup like last year, right, where it's DJ Judge, Aaron Hicks, Giancarlo Stanton, right, it's like you're never going to really pitch to Aaron Judge because you have Aaron Hicks on deck. And Aaron Hicks' best at bat is going to be a walk most of the time. So you're not really nervous. This new lineup would be LeMahieu, Judge, Lindor. Then you have Giancarlo. You put Gleyber in the 5-hole, probably Hicks 6. And then 7, 8, 9 would be catcher, Higgy, or Gary at 9. And then Clint Frazier or Gio Urshela 7, 8, whichever way you want to go. But it gives us a lefty at 3. It gives us a lefty at 6. It gives us way more bounce because Lindor will hit home runs. But Lindor is that perfect guy who's going to put balls in play. I mean, he's the best shortstop in baseball, right? But, a lot of Yankees fans are going to talk about maybe we waited a season to see how Gleyber does at short and then sign Trevor Story in the offseason. But Trevor Story is not what we need. We don't need more right-handed power bats. We need lefty bats that can, really make our lineup look a lot longer because it's not strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. You're going to force pitchers to pitch because you're going to have more traffic on the bases with Lindor on. It's also going to be harder to pitch to Judge when you have Lindor on deck versus Aaron Hicks. It just fits so many boxes. I know that Brian Cashman, Luke Voit is one of the biggest steals he's ever had as a trade. We got him from the Cardinals for basically dirt cheap. And I understand you want to see that through. You don't really want to, get rid of that asset at its highest point, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to play a smart game. I think you could trade Voit. You could probably trade a shortstop prospect and maybe a pitching prospect, maybe. I don't think you'd have to go Clark Schmidt or Mike King, but maybe a tier below that, a pitching prospect, shortstop, and Luke Voit. You get Lindor. I understand that it's going to hurt in terms of cap space. Lindor is going to make $21 million in terms of arbitration. You're probably looking at signing DJ back for a 3-year, $70 million contract. And I know that the Yankees want to get under the luxury tax because they don't want to be a repeat offender of, going past the luxury tax every year. They want to get under it. But that is the move that the Yankees need to make. It is so clear to me that that's the problem with this team, and this would be at final piece, right? This is Thanos putting the last ring, I guess. What was it? Rings in the gauntlet? Stone. Jesus, that's a neck. Last stone in the gauntlet, Francisco Lindor, walking opening day next year, was a infield of whoever's at catcher, DJ at first, Gleyber, Shortstop Lindor, third base Gio Urshela, left field Clint Frazier, center field Hicks, right field Judge, DH Giancarlo. Mwah. Beautiful. We're back. Dynasty back. I would feel so good about that team. The Yankees need to do it. I will talk about the other suitors for Lindor. I know the Mets are definitely going to be involved. Maybe the Dodgers, as scary as that sounds, they don't sign Turner back and they move Corey Seager to third base. You guys don't need him, Dodgers. Just focus on your future. Focus on signing Jock Peterson and whatever you guys have to do. I don't really care about the NL. Just stay over there, Dodgers. Start choking in the playoffs again, okay? Don't worry about Lindor. But, talking about the Dodgers, there are a lot of parallels between Lindor this year and Mookie Betts last year. The Dodgers, always on the doorstep, lose 2 World Series, lose to the Nationals in the playoffs. They're a really good team. They win the NL West every year. They win 100 games every year. They're basically an all-star team. But they go out and they get Mookie Betts. The Yankees, not quite to that level, but they've been there every year. Every year in the thick of the playoffs, losing to the AL champion like 3 straight years or something like that. This would be that last piece that makes you a super team. So that's all I have to say about that. I'll be coming out with a bunch of other videos, not always on the Yankees. Later on, make sure you're looking out for a video about the Red Sox. They got Alex Cora back, and my thoughts on that, I mean, scumbag organization. That's all I'm going to say. So that's all I have to say for you guys for now. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm signing out.